everybody, the season is upon us. As I said, the curtain rises. And you know and I know that the Patriots are 5-5 in their last 10, going back to 2017 against the Miami Dolphins. They've lost 3 straight. Are they going to snap out of it? Are they about to start their season 1-0 or 0-1? Thank God we got a game, and thank God we have Hey Kay Adams with us, too. Look at her. She is so LA.
Let me explain. So I moved. I was in Africa. I took this job with FanDuel. We launched a show today. It's called Up and Adams. You can see it in full on YouTube. And I had to move to Los Angeles. And I know Boston people like Boston more than New York, but Boston people must be disgusted with the fact that I'm, in sunglasses, in a new house. There's a pool that you can hear the water in the back. I'm in a lawn chair. I don't have internet, but I'm so excited for the season.
All right. Okay. You know what? This is late information from you. I thought you were going to be posted up at a desk. This is just grinding people right now. Don't appreciate it. Here's the game plan for today's program. You sit tight. Today, we have Miami Nice. We got your risers and your fallers around the league. Who can you expect around the league to be on the way up, and who's on the way down? It might surprise you. Are the Patriots playing possum? Our great friend Pete Kendall will talk about what he senses. Also, the poll, the trivia, and the comments. But we got quick fire first, and our buddy Kay is coming back in just a second. But listen to this.
I feel very lucky, almost overly lucky that I get to work on my tan all the time. I'm sure there's a lot of players and coaches for the Patriots that'll be excited to, bronze up a little bit, before the TV regular season starts. So I know that for a fact that if you don't put sunscreen on, you will get bronzed. So, factually, they better SPF up.
All right, that's brought to you by your New England Honda dealers. Kay, do you get that? Kay, it's going to be a long season.
SPF? I'm going to be bronze goddess out here in Los Angeles.
All right.
Okay, so I love Mike McDaniel. It's an exciting game. It's Miami. You outlined the struggles that the Patriots have had in recent memory. And really, even when I was up there with you doing quick slants in New England, whenever they go down to Miami, it's never really a sure thing that they'll pull out a win, especially this year. Let's go quick fire style. Early departure. Cats, West Palm. What do you got?
They're heading down there, Kay, tonight. They will be practicing tomorrow. We'll talk to some of the players Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, getting ready for this game, getting acclimated to the heat. It's funny because back in 2003, I remember Bill Belichick saying, I don't want to hear about the flight. I don't want to hear about the heat. I don't want to hear about the bleeping orange juice. We're going down there to win. He always said, don't give anybody a chance to make an excuse. I don't know if he's heading that off at the pass or letting the guys go, it is so hot, Bill. So we will find out come Sunday.
We certainly will. All right, let's move on to Isaiah Wynn. Win or go home. I feel like he's a bit of an enigma. Tell me what I need to know for the season.
Yeah, Isaiah Wynn right now, he's been in and out in terms of practice. He's been playing right tackle. He had been previously a left tackle throughout his career when he was out there. But the Patriots re-upped with him for the $10 million fifth-year option that they picked up. So it's all guaranteed. Meanwhile, you just don't know what you're going to get from Isaiah Wynn if he's in the lineup in the opener, if he's not in the lineup in the opener. Either way, the Patriots are fully committed to this player. Now that they haven't had a chance to trade him, they are committed to the $10 million guaranteed. And I have some serious trepidation about him in 2022.
I mean, what do you mean? We don't have answers on Isaiah Wynn. Can't you just ask Bill Belichick? He's such an open book.
Well, Bill hasn't really been the most open book so far this season on Isaiah Wynn, or a variety of other things, which we will absolutely get to as the show progresses.
He's never been an open book unless you ask him about history or, Parcells. All right, let's go safety first. I got you. Speaking of Bill Belichick, he did say something about Kyle Duggar that I need you to hear. Take a listen.
I think he is very good and can be, as good as anyone. I think he's, great player and only continue to get better.
That's the boy.
All right,
Brian.
It wasn't Bill, but what do you think?
That was Brian. That was his offspring. It's as close as you can get.
Can't see anything.
Close as you can get. Here's my thing with Duggar. Kay, you'll appreciate this. Every year they ask us to do a bold prediction. For the second year in a row, I said Kyle Duggar is going to be a Pro Bowl player. To me, he has every element you want in a safety. And to me, safety is one of the most vital positions for a team to go from good to excellent. I don't know if the Patriots are good or not yet, but when it comes to ability, smarts, intuitiveness, physicality, Kyle Duggar has all of it, and he's got some great guys around him, and Adrian Phillips and Devin McCourty, who can help to bring out the best in him. So I am extremely high on Kyle Duggar. I veer off to make that point.
Our old friend Devin McCourty, we love that in that division. There's plenty of great safety play. Maybe not in Miami, but we've got great safety play up there in Buffalo to contend within that AFC East this year. All right, last but not least, turn on the power. Our buddy Mike Florio, you and I used to work with him way back in the day when we had Pro Football Talk on NBC Sports Network. He has your Patriots 17th in the power rankings. Your thoughts?
Comes in about right, doesn't it? I mean, when you look at the Patriots, they were a borderline playoff team. They went 10-7 last year. Offensively, question marks galore. I think 17 might be a little bit on the kind side. They have a better roster, Kay, than they did last year. But I think the coaching staff questions really, and the way they've closed the last few years, really give me the feeling that 17 could be kind. What do you think on this? I mean, obviously, you're talking to people around the league constantly. What's your feeling on it?
Well, we had our first show today, and, Sean Payton was my guest for a good 30 minutes, and we really went deep into Josh Allen and Buffalo and his thoughts on him. He didn't call him the best quarterback in the league, but he wasn't far off as far as leaps and bounds and growing and development. He talked to me about the Ravens. He thinks that's the team to watch in the AFC, maybe even more so than the Buffalo Bills. I got to tell you, 30 minutes conversation, the Patriots didn't come up, so 17 sounds about right.
All right, I appreciate it. We of course, did appeal to the people out there. We have From the Stands, and a poll was put out. It's presented by Shaw's. They are perfecting the art of fresh. Very simple question today, Kay. What happened Sunday between the Patriots and Dolphins, and why? We had 21,000 people vote. Patriots cruise to a win had 7%. Now, this is interesting. A mere 7 had the Patriots blowing up. Patriots squeak one out. Not surprisingly, 42%. Fins batter the stale Patriots, 33%. So people either expect a squeaky Patriots win or a beatdown, and 18% say the Patriots are going to be gutsy in a loss. What's your impression on that, Kay, before we get to the comments?
I'm going to go vote on the poll, and I'm going to get back to you. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, I just love the concept of undersell, over deliver. And I love what you've been preaching, and you and Senator Phil Perry on the podcast. It's really all about patience. We know the Patriots perennially are, let's wait till later in the season. So it's kind of like, I want to vote for it, but I also kind of don't care because we're not going to know what this team is made of until way further in the season.
All right, we get some comments, too, to join Kay's comment, and I appreciate you listening to me and the Senator because we work hard at it. The Senator and I.
Always.
Brett Bosse, this is the worst time to catch Miami. Secondary can't handle the speed the first time out. Miami 31-20. Don't forget, it's a rookie head coach. Next one up. We got our guy, Mike Megaletta. Belichick is the play caller. Pats win 24-23. Mac drives the team down. And Nick Folk kicks a 35-yarder to win as the time expires. Who saw it coming? Next one up. It's Matty Zisk. No relation to Richie Zisk. You people remember the 70 slugger from the White Sox. Patriots win 21-20. Defense surprises. Tua has 2 picks. One's a pick 6. That went to Kyle Duggar. Defense wins this game. Patriots offense continues to flounder a bit. Kay, I love all those comments.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm looking at this game. The Patriots are going to hang around and stagger at first. By the second half, I see Miami getting separation. They just have a lot. And I don't see the Patriots continuing to just propel downfield with 10
Well,
play
I mean,
drive
let's not,
after 10
everyone's
play drive.
excited about Miami, but let's not pretend they don't have question marks, right? Like, come on, this is, from a macro perspective, you're in it every day, but I'm super excited to see what McDaniel's got, but I don't, we saw what he did under a genius in Kyle Shanahan. Like, I know that he gets a lot of credit for everything out there, but Tua Tagovailoa is nothing to write home about. I've always rooted for him. I've always defended him, and we think he can get the ball to Tyreek, but let's not pretend it's not week 1 of the NFL season with so many variables. At least you have Mac Jones, in his second season with Bill and with people who knew the system, even if they left for a bit, and Judge and Patricia. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's close. I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots won this one.
Does anybody know her audience better than Kay Adams? Does anyone know her audience better than Kay Adams? She went the other way on me. We actually, since we know that our audience wants to hear from you, we have now developed the Ask Kay portion of the program. Brian says, hey, Kay, other than the new FanDuel show, which I can't wait to watch, you can start doing that, by the way, now, anything else on the horizon? What do you got?
Yeah, so FanDuel's every day, 11 a.m. Eastern. It's a live hour. It's on FanDuel TV. It is very much a sports show. I know very little about sports betting, but it'll be really fun tomorrow. We have Darius Butler on the show, so that's great. I will say, of course, I mean, come on, can I ever have just one job, Tom? I will say that next week I will have internet. I will not have sunglasses, and I will be on a Wi-Fi system. So I apologize to everybody, but
we appreciate
this
that.
is the way it is. But yeah, of course I'm working on other stuff. Are you kidding?
We got one more. Was that a knee? I think we just got a knee up there. Our buddy Curran says, what was the best part of your trip to Africa?
Ooh, I got to go gorilla trekking in Rwanda with the silverback gorillas. And everybody today was posting pictures like, how were you not afraid? And I have no idea. I won't drive a car because I'm too afraid. But hey, silverback gorilla could rip my face off. No problem. That was amazing. And I will tease this. I went there, Tom, and I was in a group, put in a group to go out there. And I turned my head and somebody goes, Kay Adams? And I turn and it is an NFL owner. I won't say who it was. I'll reveal that on my show. But yep, I just casually was trekking for silverback gorillas in the jungle in Rwanda with an NFL owner in the NFC.
Oh, all right. Well, next week you'll reveal. Potential. Brought to you by Dr. Matthew Presti. Look younger, feel younger, get your hair back with Leonard Hair Transplant Associates. Here's a look at the Patriots' last 3 results against the Dolphins. All of them are losses. All of them are losses. Bill has never lost 4 straight against the same team since becoming head coach of the Patriots. That is on the line Sunday. We have a My Slant coming at you right now. It's been reserved for the B block. Watch out!
Ultimately, I have responsibility for everything that happens on the field. So in the end, I'll take responsibility for that. But we have a lot of great members of the staff. A lot of different ideas come from different areas, or a collaboration of ideas. So we'll see how it goes.
So who sets the script? Like, I know you guys probably script a little bit. Is it you and Matt, and Mac, you, Matt, Mac, and Joe, or
script what? What are you talking about?
Wait, what do you mean? What am I talking about? The script! You know, the one that Bill Walsh made famous in the 80s when you were with the Giants and he was with the Niners, and he'd script the first 25 plays, and you guys would duel all decade long against Joe Montana? The script of plays that every team has so they're not fumbling around trying to take a vote on the sidelines on what to do on the first, 3rd, and 6. Bill, you know what I'm talking about. What's the upside of pretending that I was speaking Dothraki? I don't know. But the interesting thing about these comments from Bill is that he continues to be a human shield for everybody on his coaching staff. Why is that? I think it's probably because he understands he didn't put them in a great position to begin with. Matt Patricia's trying to rehab his image and his career after washing out with Detroit. Is it going to help him if he's on the sidelines reading upside down on the play sheet and sending in punts on first down? No, it's not. So everything begins and ends with Bill. Same thing with Joe Judge. What will be fascinating is who is next to Mac Jones on the sideline. It was always Josh McDaniels, whether it was Brady or Mac Jones. You look at Mac on the sideline or Tom, there was Josh McDaniels. Sometimes he was going like this. Sometimes he was smiling. They were always working together. We start to find out Sunday whether or not Bill Belichick has made an inspired move or he just threw the cards up in the air and he's going to play them as they land. We start to find out Sunday. Best of luck to him. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got risers and fallers from around the National Football League. My first riser, it's a team from Indianapolis, and there's only one of them. It's the Indianapolis Colts. And the reason I put them there, I think the acquisition of Matt Ryan, the antiquated Matt Ryan is going to make a significant difference for this team because Carson Wentz just wasn't getting it done. We watched them against the Patriots last year survive to a large extent the presence of Carson Wentz. Matt Ryan, I don't care what we have to say about what we remember from the 2016 Super Bowl. Very sharp player, accurate. If he's protected well and he's got the running game that he does, yes, indeed, they will be productive. Next up, a riser. Coming up from down under, It's the Jaguars with Doug Peterson as head coach and Trevor Lawrence in position to really start to blossom as a second-year player. Under Peterson, I see good things. Look, you can't go any place but rising if you're down there in Jacksonville. But I'm intrigued by how good this team can be. And, of course, here's my last riser. And I think this is a surprise Final Four team in the NFL. It's the Denver Broncos. We all know how good Russell Wilson is. But we forget a little bit just how good that defense was in Denver last year. This Denver defense, the presence of Russell Wilson, some of the skill position players they have, like Jerry Jeudy, this is a team that would be primed to make noise. Yeah, we know the AFC West is probably the most exciting and competitive division in football, but I think the Broncos are going to be worth watching. We got fallers to complement our risers as well. Let's go for the Clifford of Kingsbury and Kyler Murray. When last seen, Kyler Murray was vomiting up the ball in the end zone in a playoff game, one of the most disgraceful quarterbacking performances we've ever seen. And what happened to him? Got a massive extension. I think the Cardinals are a prime faller. Let me get you another faller. And this is a surprising one, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't like the cut of their jib one bit. Not at all. You can't have the legend leave camp for 11 days and come back and have everybody on the same page. And look, if the reports of some family discord are accurate, my heart goes out to them, and I know everybody does too. Tom Brady is, to a large extent, family to everyone around here. But when you look at the football fortunes of a team when its best player is 45 years old and not fully focused and committed in that particular year, it ain't no good. Meanwhile, I'm going to hit you with one other team, the Chiefs. Tyreek Hill was the straw that stirred that offensive drink. And I didn't like the way Patrick Mahomes played at the end of last year. I didn't like his decision-making. I didn't like his retreat mode. You could hear the backup beeps in so many games as he panicked and retreated instead of stepping up in the pocket. It's going to be a hell of a lot harder for him this year. All right, we got a trivia question to close out this portion of the program. And this is really obscure. I'm sorry, but I'm doing it anyway. The year before the Dolphins drafted Dan Marino, which quarterback led them to the 1982 Super Bowl? That's a strike-shortened season, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, she got married. I got gagged on the whole thing. The year before the Dolphins drafted Dan Marino is David Whitley. I see Trinity Casey. I'm like, they left the word Casey in the teleprompter. They didn't. She's married. Congratulations. Shout out. All right. It's time for the inside slant. Pete Kendall. Here it comes.
It's unsurprising, with the Patriots, this quote-unquote element of surprise, perhaps, that they think they might have, given that you can't kind of nail down who the play caller is. And they haven't necessarily, been a outside zone featured team in the past. And so while most defensive staffs, most football coaches know, the solution that I offered or that other, what other solutions are to various looks, I still think there is some benefit for the Pats in not showing what solutions they're going to use to these unfavorable looks. And so it makes sense to me, one, that they wouldn't show them, and two, that there might be some frustration because, hey, look, the game's on tape. You're a competitor. You're a professional player. You don't want to look bad in any circumstance. And when you sometimes you get up there and, this is not going to be good. You just have to hope that it's understood by the evaluators, by your position coach, by your coordinator, by your head coach, by the personnel department, whatever. Because that's the concern as a player is if I don't have a job here and somebody else puts on the tape and sees me getting blown into the backfield because I didn't have a chance to succeed from Jump Street, is that ideal? So I understand both sides of this clearly, why the Pats see benefit in kind of holding back some of their stuff in the preseason and why maybe some guys might be a little bit frustrated that, hey, I'm out here playing. Let's have some success. If we're going to be out here and I get taped anyways, let's go score a touchdown before we go sit on the sideline.
How hard will it be for Matt Patricia to hold down both the offensive coordinator, play caller, and offensive line jobs, Pete?
I've never seen it done. I have seen instances where you have an offensive line coach who serves as the offensive coordinator, but the head coach is the one actually making the play calls. And I'm thinking specifically of the Saints under Sean Payton and my old coach, Doug Marrone, where Doug would coach the fat guys and he would serve as the coordinator during the week and set the table. But Sean was the play caller on Sunday, which allowed Doug then to spend his time making adjustments, in-game adjustments. So I know that Matt has an assistant. I believe his name is Billy Yates. I don't know Billy, nor do I know his background. But if they have a lot of faith in Billy's ability to make in-game adjustments and to work with experienced guys like David Andrews, then it could work that Matt is going to be, both the titular offensive line coach and the play caller, because he can assign some game day responsibilities in other places.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Nostradamus. We got predictions. I should also just tag that. Pete Kendall played for 5 different teams in the NFL, 13 seasons, started 118 of 119 games. He is an expert, and we're going to look forward to having him more as the season goes along. Trey Lance, my first prediction, he will be benched and Jimmy will be in the lineup by week 9. Another one, it's bad news for the Clifford of Kingsbury. We talked about Kyler Murray. We're going to see the Clifford of Kingsbury ushered out by week 13.